What's going on, my friend? It's Jeff Newpert from ChasingStrength.com. And in today's video, we are going to discuss why you should prioritize training for strength over training for fat loss. And this is part 1 million in a series. I say part 1 million because I've been discussing this topic for probably about 16 years when I first started writing about it in 2009. Man, hard to believe it's that long ago, man. Time flies when you're having fun. So let's kick off today's video with a question, right? So here's the question. Before you run a 5K, what must you be able to do first? Now, if you answered you got to be able to run 4.99K, then you'd be correct, right? So in other words, you have to be able to work up to running a 5K, right? So here's another question. Who wins that 5K, whether you're in it or not? Okay. And the answer is, of course, the fastest runner. Now, in both cases, that person, you and the winner of the 5K, both have to have the ability to display force. Okay. So when you can finally run that 5K, you can produce more force than you could when you couldn't run the 5K. Now, of course, the winner of that 5K is the one who produced the most amount of force over that distance in the shortest period of time. Okay. Coincidentally, that's also a measure of power. Now, in order to lose body fat, you have to be able to do work. And in most cases, you're going to have to do a lot more work than you're currently doing. Now, the problem here is if you're not strong, well, you can't do that work, let alone a lot of it. To paraphrase Dean Wormer from the classic movie Animal House, when he was addressing Flounder, good old Kent Dorfman, fat, weak, and stupid is no way to go through life, son. Okay, so here's the problem. Right? Most people who use kettlebells to lose fat, they get caught up in the old bajillion swing workout mentality. Okay. Swings, lots of swings and more swings with a side order of swings. And you know what? It's not that swings are bad, right? They're great at the appropriate time. And so are a lot of swings, but you can't start out that way. Okay. Again, you have to train to be able to do a bajillion swings. You have to train for strength first, right? Makes sense. So how would you do that? Well, here are 4 steps you can use starting today. Okay. Step 1, you're going to pick up a medium-sized kettlebell. You're going to swing it for 20 sets of 5 repetitions. Okay. You're going to rest as needed between sets to make sure that each and every rep is as explosive and powerful as possible. Step number 2, you are going to turn that 20 sets of 5 into 20 sets of 5 on the minute, OTM or EMOM if you prefer. I prefer OTM, which is why I said OTM. Okay. So then step number 3, you're going to work towards turning that 20 sets of 5 into 10 sets of 10 reps. Okay. And then finally, step 4, you're going to take that 10 by 10 sets of 10 reps, and you're going to do it on the minute. See what we did there? You built your strength and then you worked on your endurance. Okay. Now, obviously, as you do this, you're going to get stronger. You're going to expend more energy, AKA also known as burn more calories during your workouts. And depending on how hard that workout is for you, you'll expend or burn more calories after the workout too. And both are important because both contribute to losing body fat. Now, of course, that's just one example. One of my other favorites is using a 5RM or a 5 repetition max on any exercise and then turning that 5RM into a 10RM or 10 repetition max. Now, from that 10RM, you're going to turn that 10RM into a 15RM. Also a 15 repetition max. Again, this requires more work, which demands more energy from your body, which demands that you burn more calories. Okay. Now, here's something else that's pretty cool. When you use loads like these, okay, the 5RM, 10RM, 15RM, your body cannot help but to start building muscle. So you're doing 2 things. You're building muscle and you're burning calories. Okay. And that whole building muscle process requires burning more calories during the recovery period, AKA also known as, right, when you rest, and the reconstruction process, right, or the building of the new muscle. So here's something else. Remember, well, this may be a first, so you might not be remembering it, but remember it after this point, okay? The more muscle you build, the more potential strength you can also build, and then therefore the stronger you can be, which again means you can do more work and then burn more calories. So you can actually do both. Okay, you can both get stronger and burn fat at the same time. Okay, I've seen this 100% of the time in people who choose to do it. And in fact, it's called recomposition training, and it's one of my favorite approaches to losing body fat. Okay, why? Because You're focused on getting something instead of losing something. You're focused on getting stronger instead of losing fat. And in doing so, you avoid what is called scarcity brain, right? Which is, being afraid of losing something. So it actually keeps you much more motivated, right? Especially as you see yourself doing more work in your training journal. You go back and you look at your training journal, you can see the work's building up over time. When you look in the mirror, you become more muscular, right? You see more muscle definition or even more muscle on your upper back, your traps, your shoulders, your biceps, your triceps, your forearms, right? And I think one of the best parts about this is you put your pants on and they start getting loose in the waist, right? So they start fitting again, or maybe they just start falling off you because you start eating like an adult instead of a child, right? One of my other favorite parts is things that used to be hard, daily tasks, now can be done with ease. As I film this, we're in the middle of winter, So maybe you couldn't shovel your driveway before, and now you can, and your neighbors down the street and the sidewalk that runs between all the houses, and it's easy, right? Those are the types of everyday activities we're talking about. And then finally, maybe, just maybe, you recapture the physical confidence, right? Or the swagger, right? That you had when you were a younger buck, okay? Now, hopefully all this makes sense to you. And if it does, you should probably get started today, apply what you learned in this video, and start focusing on training for strength over training for fat loss, okay? Add in some conditioning, right? And as long as you're not eating like a pig, you will watch yourself transform, okay? That is, of course, if you don't give up, okay? And if you have a structured training program. Now, if you don't, I'll leave one in the video description below this video, okay? Hopefully, you found this video helpful. If you did, click on the like button, smash the subscribe button, share it with a friend, and leave me a comment in the comment section below. Until next time, my friend, stay strong.